Hello everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Top Chat, and that's right, we've got intro music.
Yeah, no more of my singing.
Gone up in the world. My name's Matt, joining me as ever is our music maker, Joe.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Alright, mate.
Alright, mate. Yeah, that's right, Joe made the music. Probably should have been my job.
I did.
But you made it, and well done.
Well, I got a D in A-level music technology, so I do have some experience in basically stealing a loop and a drum beat.
Yeah, we won't talk about how simple it was to make, but yeah, we've got intro music, it sounds nice and professional. And
I think that's why our last podcast did not get many views, because the opening is my singing.
It was very operatic last week. I liked it. I think it was the best singing yet. But that's not the only bit of good professional news, is it? What's the other bit? We are now on iTunes podcasts.
Completely forgot about that,
Apple,
and I told you to say it.
Yes, Apple. I don't actually know what it's called. I know we're on iTunes because I found us.
Yeah. Because I
we're
was
on
randomly looking, and I was like, why not check? And we were there.
And there we are.
Which was a surprise, with our old logo.
So we're now on...
we have an old logo. 4 weeks in, and we've got an old logo.
Oh, I need to update that on Anchor. So yeah, we're on Anchor. We're obviously on YouTube. We're on iTunes, podcasts, Apple, whatever it's called. We're on Podbean. So the last thing pretty much we've got left to crack is Spotify, and I'd quite like to be on Castbox. That's quite a big one.
I've never heard of that.
No, that's quite a big one as well. But Spotify is in the works. It seems to be difficult from what I've read online. But yeah, if you're listening on iTunes, thanks.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a new frontier for us. So yeah, I guess welcome. Thanks for listening. What have you been playing then? Should we start with that as usual?
I might as well.
Yeah, because I've actually got a new one this week.
Have you?
So shall I start?
You start.
I start. I finally, because I've mentioned it every week so far, finally finished downloading Steep.
Okay.
Steep. Sorry about that. Nice.
Well,
P
considering
sound
you
there.
talked about
SSX. Yeah, correct. So Steep is finally downloaded after pretty much a month, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to play it much, but it's so it's basically a snowboarding, skiing, wingsuiting,
winter extreme sports, open world thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say I haven't played it really enough to review it per se, because I've only put in a couple of hours, and then I was like, no, I need to play some Odyssey. I haven't really had a chance to game much this week at all. I've been so busy.
Me neither, yeah.
I got the tattoo. We did a pub quiz where we came third. We didn't win like we did the other week. What else has been going on? I had a work thing. I've been so busy.
Yeah, I've just been working. So
Steep.
I have not.
You've not got a new one?
Not played Horizon Zero Dawn at all this week. I said in the last week that I was like,
finish it
one day and I'll finish it, but I just haven't had the time.
That's fair enough.
However, I have been playing. I did play a game.
Can I do my quick Steep review?
Yeah,
sorry, it's because I went off topic. So very quick little review of the first couple of hours of Steep. Graphically, it's quite disappointing. It doesn't look great. The character runs far too slowly. There's a sprint button. It's not a sprint, it's a mild jog at most. I know he's on snow, but come on. The snowboarding is cool. Like, you do genuinely feel quite exhilarated when you're whipping it down the mountains and the peaks, bro. Skiing was kind of cool as well. The wingsuiting I thought was a little bit fiddly. But the sound design is spectacular. It sounds amazing. Like, the game sounds really good. It just doesn't look very good. And it plays quite well. That's just a quick surmise.
Yeah, I don't think I'll bother with it.
No, fair enough. I don't blame you.
Like my kind of.
That's absolutely fine. So, sorry, what were you going to say? You've been playing something.
Well,
something.
So, I think it was last Friday.
Was it?
Last Friday. I went.
Sorry,
thanks.
Rubbish joke. Was it last Friday?
There was a last Friday.
What happened last Friday?
So I went round my friend's house and we had a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournament. Well, not a tournament. We just sort of had a few beers and some snacks and messed around a little bit. And I've never played any of the Smash games.
Really?
No, never. I never had a Nintendo as a kid.
Yeah, neither did I. But everyone's played Smash. Everyone's smashed at least once.
Well, I had a Sega Mega Drive, then like a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3.
Okay.
Well, I had a Wii, but
did you never go
around?
Had a
fucking Wii.
I was going to say, did you never go around someone's house who had like a GameCube and Melee?
Melee. I used to have a friend who had an N64, but we only ever played Mario Kart. So, yeah. So
okay, well,
I
how
played
was your
my first ever
game?
game. We were playing. I think it was about 6-player Smash on a big projector projected onto a wall. which was quite interesting.
I didn't realise you could play 6 people. I thought 4 was the... Is this a new thing in Ultimate?
It's 8. It's the maximum.
No, that game's already mental enough.
Yeah,
all right, fair enough.
It was mental. I didn't know what character I was. I was flying around the screen. I didn't actually know how it worked, and
it is confusing. I learned actually the other day from watching a Cadicarus video that there are buttons. Like, there's actual methods to smash.
Yeah, it's one of those games. It's like you can get into it like quite easy,
and you can mash everything.
Yeah, but also there's such like a skill curve that you can actually be good at it.
It's one of those easy to learn, difficult to master.
Yeah, exactly.
But like really difficult to master.
Yeah. Well,
did you enjoy it?
I did. I came 4th in my first ever match.
Not bad. 4th
then
out of 6.
Dead last every single time after that. But everyone else had played before. I was playing against people who had like Mario t-shirts and like Nintendo hats. So
you didn't stand a chance.
Yeah. I will say though, so that is the first time I've ever played Nintendo Switch like more than 2 people. Like, I've only got the Joy-Cons, so sometimes I'll split those in half and play Mario Kart.
Yeah, we've done that a couple of times.
Yeah,
good fun.
But I've never had more than a few controllers. So we had a mixture of like the GameCube controller, we had a Pro controller, we had Joy-Cons, and then we were like using Joy-Cons in the grip as well.
Okay, very good.
But there was so many different permutations and stuff that it was so confusing.
Permutations?
To understand what character you were, and like Joy-Cons comes in pairs, but sometimes we'd split them, but then we'd be like, oh no, we want it back, and then that would sync with a different Joy-Con. It was all very confusing. So maybe I'm just an idiot. I was also a bit drunk, so I don't really know how the sort of multi-controllered Nintendo thing works, but it does seem a bit of a faff with all the different kind of controller options.
The plethora of controller options.
Exactly, which was a big selling point, but it also seems a bit complicated.
Okay.
Anyway, after that, we played Mario Kart for a bit, which I could hold my own in. I won a couple of races, but there was someone who was so good that we were only on 150cc, and normally I can like win every race on 150cc. But he was so good that he was in first, and the computer had someone catching up with him in second. So I was like constantly third, basically. I was the leader of the rest of the pack.
Mario Kart have rubber banding?
I think so, yeah. It seemed like it, because I can normally just,
Yeah. Maybe I'm just not good enough to have ever learned.
It depends on the settings that we've got on. But yeah.
Well, that sounds like a fun party, either way.
It was.
A little bit of Smash, a little bit of kart.
Yeah.
A little bit of kart.
Nerdiest thing I've ever done. I loved it.
Good.
Loved every moment of it.
Lovely.
Better than wasting money in a club or something.
Oh, absolutely. But that was it for what you've been playing, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. So in our final bit of good news before we do the actual news for the week, today's a very special day. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very special day. Joining the 24 Club is none other than my co-host. Happy birthday, mate.
Thanks, mate.
24 now, aren't we?
We are.
I was thinking about this morning. Do you feel any different?
Nah, 24's fine.
24's fine. How did you feel about like 21, 22, 23?
20, I think, was my worst.
Really? No.
Not like worst birthday, but in terms of like mentality.
Yeah,
of my
that's
age,
what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, I know I was still young, but like that was the end of my teens, and like in England, like 18 and 19 is when you can go out and do things.
Yeah,
like once you're 18, you can do pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah.
But like 20, so I've sort of had it in my head for like the first couple of days that like I'm 30 in 10 years time. Like I've got to start like settling my life out. Yeah, start a podcast. 4 years later.
4 years later, we've finally done it. Okay.
Yeah. It's 24. I think 25 will be a bit of a hard one, because then I am closer to 30 than 20.
Well,
which is mental that like
later this year. 25 later this year.
It was 5 years ago.
I know, right? See,
I was also thinking as well, actually. So
steady on.
We must have met 12 years ago now. We weren't friends.
Hang on, 12? No, 12 years ago we were 12.
Yeah, which was year 7 at school.
I suppose. Yeah.
So we would have crossed paths. 12 years ago, and then
it just took us 6 years to become friends. That's funny.
I thought you were a prick.
No. Let's. For the record, you didn't think that. We didn't know each other.
You thought I was a prick. I
thought you were a prick.
didn't really know or care about your existence.
No, I didn't think you were a prick. I just thought because I was. Let's just give the people a bit of history. I was just like I was a good boy in school.
So was I.
You weren't. This is why I thought you were a prick because you walked into. It was media, wasn't it? Media studies.
Yeah.
GCSE media studies with Mrs. Clark. I've just remembered her name. Anyway, you walked in, looked at her, said, "Oh, it's you," and then walked straight back out again.
In my defence, she didn't like me because
of your brother.
Yeah, I had her for year 7 English, and my older brother was his tutor. I can't say words.
So the
properly.
Walsh family name was tainted.
Well, yeah,
by Big Sam.
Big Sam, yeah.
Not little
anyway,
Sam, Big Sam.
Yeah, my other brother Sam. First time he's at a shout out. He doesn't play games, so
no, he just plays women. Oh, is that libelous? Nah, it's fine. He'd like that, I think. So yeah, basically, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh no, I was going to say what my. Oh, thanks for that.
Sorry.
So my hardest one for me because I feel like I'm a little bit American in the sense that I like America a lot, and I was like, 21. You know, I can drink, I can gamble, and all that fun stuff. So 21 was kind of cool. 22 didn't really change me, but 23 hit me like a fucking truck.
Well,
I hated 23.
Sounding like you're a...
Yeah, like people would say, "Oh, how old are you?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm 23." Like, oh my god, 2 years and I'm 25, and now it's like 9 months and I will be 25.
We're basically dead.
Pretty much.
In 10 years' time, we'll be 34 years old. 10 years ago, we were 14. It seems like a long time ago still, but 34
I feel like
years
I was
old.
14 yesterday.
And we'll be on episode 500 of the Top Chat Games podcast, and then we'll eventually get it on Spotify.
Yeah, it might be on Spotify in 10 years. When I was 14, I was sweating on Call of Duty 4 every day of my life.
And now I'm sweat on Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, but now I talk about sweating on Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did in episode 1. Listen to that if you haven't yet.
Yeah.
So that's I guess. Oh no, we've got. Hang on, I've got your little. A little surprise. I wonder if that got picked up. I don't know. Basically, I've got some beer. Here you go. Happy
unrefrigerated,
birthday.
but I appreciate.
Yeah, but my room is freezing, so I don't need to refrigerate them. So we've got some beer as it's your birthday.
Yeah,
we've not drank and done the podcast before. We're not going to get smashed. They're only 300ml bottles.
Two in the afternoon.
2 in the afternoon. If you'd like to open mine for me as well, because I can't do it with cigarette lighters. Well, I think I can, but here we go.
I got it. Shall I tell you what I did yesterday?
I really hope that was a nice bit of ASMR for people. ASMR. What did you do yesterday? I know what you did, but tell the people.
I went to the zoo. Oh. I caught them all. I saw all the Pokemon. They were great.
Cheers.
It was it's a weird game, real life. It's like
graphics aren't very good.
Yeah, well, I felt like I was in No Man's Sky going around the zoo. You know,
PvP
like scanning
sucks.
all my animals, but there were some unrealistic ones. There's this massive motherfucker with this huge neck, like 20 foot tall. That's ridiculous. That's obscene.
Camouflaged to be in the desert, but instead, I think I know what you're talking about. That might be. Is that a giraffe?
There's a giraffe.
It's like we're playing a game show.
Yeah,
but it's
so funny.
So you went to the zoo.
I went to the zoo. Saw a lion roar.
ZSL, we should say, Regent's Park.
Yeah,
it's a good zoo. It does a lot for conservation.
It does,
so
yeah.
It's
very 90s and kind of needs a facelift.
It does a bit, but so does a lot of London.
Yeah. Saw a gorilla go mad. I thought it was a mirror. Hey. Because I'm fat.
Fat and hairy.
Well, actually, gorillas are muscly, so I'm no. And then I went to Elephant and Castle, which is in London.
That was that's not an enclosure in the zoo. The elephant enclosure isn't a castle.
This is a separate bit. And I went to this this wizarding themed bar for if anyone from Warner Brothers are listening.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is not affiliated with Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or any other work of fiction in any way, shape, or form.
Very good.
But basically, it's a Harry Potter bar. So you go in and you get your robes and stuff, and you get this magic wand. Ours literally looked like a fucking shiv.
Nice.
I was about to just stab my girlfriend. No, I wasn't.
Just not with a wand.
I've been watching that Ted Bundy thing. It's creeping me out.
I have not. Anyway,
and then you get to choose cocktails, and then you make them essentially like you're in a potions lesson. And there's a lot of vapor and smoke going everywhere and fire tricks. It's very cool. I got quite drunk.
That is cool. You didn't quite explain it to me in that much detail last night. This sounds... Should we go in a bit? No.
No, you got.
Are we going out tonight? We got spoons?
I don't know. I don't think
so.
Why? Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, we are.
I just spoke to you. 15 minutes. I just spoke to your better half. You don't have plans.
I don't have any plans.
Let's go spoons.
Maybe.
I might buy you and beer.
And beer.
And beer.
What about and striker bomb?
I'll buy you and striker bomb. I'll buy you
Brexit.
3 and striker bombs.
Okay.
So Brexit.
Anyway.
Should we do the news?
Well,
your
before
turn
the
this
news.
week.
Actually, I guess it's kind of news.
Okay.
I didn't really put. I put it between what we've been playing and the news. So let's get back onto games.
Yeah, let's back on topic.
I love video games.
Ooh.
I love games.
Oh, please don't.
Okay,
do that.
the two biggest games released.
The two biggest games.
The two biggest games.
Did you just do that? You got
released
the two biggest
in
games.
2019.
Resident Evil and Kingdom Hearts 3 have just come out.
Of course.
I just wanted to check out their review scores because I played the Resident Evil 2
idea.
demo and
I
thought it was awesome.
Yeah, and I love
like
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
And there is good news.
Good news. Glad tidings we bring.
Resident Evil 2 Remake has got a Metacritic of 91.
Frick. That's a lot.
Looks. I've seen these videos.
What is the highest rated game on Metacritic?
I don't know. Really.
I'll look into that. Will you do that? So
But
91.
Yeah, I've been looking at. I've seen videos of Resident Evil 2. It's fucking terrifying. There's that. I don't know.
It does look scary. Yeah.
What that big ass zombie's called who chases you around, but oh my god, he looks fucking terrifying.
And it's not like Pyramid Head. That one is that in Resi 2?
I don't know. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3
has
a Metacritic of 88.
Not bad.
That's pretty good, to be honest.
Not bad at all. I've got the list if you're ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, in the number 1 spot is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, followed by Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Grand Theft Auto 4, Soul Calibur, and then Grand Theft Auto 4 again.
Oh,
PS3 and 360. So,
that's an interesting.
Yeah, that's the top 5.
And then
very interesting. Super Mario Galaxy.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I mean, it's a good game, but.
Yeah, that's
99?
99? No, 98. The only
an
one 99.
Ocarina of Time, really?
Oh no, that is revered.
Yeah,
I've never played it, but that is revered.
Wild. Anyway, let's get into what's occurring.
What's occurring? Right, your turn this week. Onwards.
Yes. Lots of news occurring this week.
Lots of news. Unlike last week.
9 news. There has been 9 news.
There's been 9
There's probably been more, but you know what?
9 is all we care about.
We have to cut this down somewhat.
We
do. I'm going to read out most of like the stories, but some of them are just the headline says it all, to be honest.
Good journalism.
Thanks. I
kind of meant the person that wrote the headline, not you, but you can have that too. That's fine.
It's my birthday. Just
it is your birthday. Have what you want.
So the first one, Nintendo President : Switch.
Is that his name? President :
President.
That's unfortunate. Ouch. Sorry.
Switch successor, I've not done this very well. Switch successor and price cut not currently being considered. And this is in like the sort of...
Wow, you could have at least reworded that so that it reads better.
I did this in like 3 in the morning. So I fell asleep and woke up at 3 in the morning.
Hella professional.
I'll just read this out. This is from Colin Stevens at IGN. Get in there, Colin.
What up, Colin?
Oh no, there's a Japanese name in here. Nintendo President Shintaro Furukawa has gone on record saying that a price cut and successor to Switch are not currently being considered. This news comes from an interview with Japanese newspaper the Sankei News via a translation from Nintendo Everything. In the translation, in response to a question on how Nintendo will reach its 20 million unit sales goal within the fiscal year, Furukawa states, "It is an extremely ambitious but worthwhile objective, so we maintain this goal. Nintendo Switch is our primary sales objective, and we are not considering a successor or a price cut at this time." Back in October, Wall Street Journal Japan released a report claiming Nintendo was working on a new version of Nintendo Switch to maintain sales momentum. The report said Nintendo was discussing upgrading the system's low-end LCD display and could arrive in the second half of 2019. It's possible Furukawa's mention of a successor is in reference to a totally new system not being currently considered as opposed to a simple upgrade. So I thought this was interesting because...
Jesus, I've already turned 25. In the time it took you to read that, my birthday's been and gone. Topical.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Really funny. It's funny.
Basically, what you're saying is
hardest here.
Right, here we go. This is how you should have read that. You go, oh, Nintendo have said that they're not having a Switch successor, and also they're not upping the price.
Nah. So...
What do you think of that?
No, now we discuss.
Now we discuss after 10 minutes of reading.
So, I thought this was interesting because Nintendo have
Clearly.
got this 20 million sales target for the financial year. So that's the end in March. I think they're quite far away from it, but we haven't had the numbers. Actually, I didn't read a news article today. I just saw the headline that 32 million Switch have been sold in its lifetime. That's not the year objective. But anyway... The DS has had just ridiculous amounts of upgrades and like 2D ISXL and all that shit.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have been thinking that Nintendo will be doing the same, like a sort of dockless Switch. So like the Joy-Cons are just attached to it, so it's like a proper handheld, or like a Nintendo Switch Pro with better graphics or something. I just want to see what your thoughts are.
Well, my thoughts on the first one of those with the undockable Joy-Cons sounds completely irrelevant, because isn't that the whole point? Is that you can take them off?
It is, but also isn't the whole point of a 3DS that it's 3D, but they did 2DS?
Yeah, but no, because it started as just the DS, didn't it? And then it became a 3DS.
Yeah, but a 3DS.
So when
is
that
a different
became
console.
the norm, they were then like, okay, well we need a 2DS. So that's different. The Switch has been designed with the Joy-Cons being removable.
Well, anyway, they're not even discussing it, apparently.
Okay, well, I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to.
They're on form. They're also like... There's a lot of talk about PS5 and Xbox coming out, and then, like, I mean, the Switch is so far behind them graphically anyway, that by the time PS5 comes out, it's just going to be ridiculously far behind.
That's possibly,
but Nintendo don't need that.
They don't, as was kind of proven with the Wii in terms of sales figures, but the Wii is not a beloved console. I mean, to I would say to 75% of people, the Wii is not a revered console, because to look at is pretty gross. Like, the graphics on all of those games is not good.
No, it's not.
And we live in a world now where everything's 4K, 1080p, whatever. And if you've got...
The thing is about Nintendo, it's good looking, the games. But
I mean, that's the thing about the Switch,
style.
is the Switch has good graphical capabilities. For a handheld, it's got amazing graphical capabilities. That's tough to say.
It's not a handheld. That's what they don't want to call it a handheld.
They don't want to call it a handheld.
They're still supporting the DS, aren't they?
I suppose. Well, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah, some
not
other
us.
news that I'm not going to put in, but the Wii shop has closed down.
Oh.
That's a shame, isn't it? Imagine that. Like
gutting.
A 20 million year old console and the shop shut down. What a surprise.
Yeah. Next,
let's power through these.
Next news.
Retro. This is more news.
More
by the
news.
way. There's two news. Second news.
2nd of 9.
Yes. Retro Studios is now developing Metroid Prime 4 for Nintendo Switch by Brian Ashcraft at Kotaku.
Why are you giving people credit?
Because they wrote this and I'm reading it out.
I don't give a shit.
Well,
he stole it from someone else.
It's your turn next week.
Yep.
And I'll just complain about how you did the news.
Yep.
And as soon as we get some kind of measurable following, we can ask them who does it better.
I've asked everyone that I know who listens to it, which is Jess and Aaron. Aaron's listened to it now as well. All right, mate. All right, Aaron. And they both agree that your method's shit and mine's better.
Do you know what?
I got 100% success rate.
Don't like either of them, you know?
Neither do I.
No. Terrible people who are just wrong.
Right, anyway. Read your crap news about someone doing something with Metroid Prime.
I don't even want to read my news now.
No, good. I don't want you to either.
I've got another Japanese name.
Another Japanese name.
Shinya Takahashi had nailed that. Nintendo's development head just announced that Retro Studios, maker of the original Metroid Prime series, is now developing the 4th installment. Make that restarting development from the beginning. Ah, no. Devastating for you nerds out there.
I'm not even sure what you're saying. What? They're making new Metroid Prime, or they're
No,
what?
Just listen to the story. This is why we need context, man.
Jesus Christ, it's
Here you go, next sentence. Metroid Prime 4 was announced back in June 2017. At that time, details were scant and only the logo was shown. Nintendo did reveal that development was being led by Metroid Prime series producer Kensuke Tanabe, with a talented new development team. However, according to Takahashi, the current development status of the game is very challenged. This is why Nintendo decided to have Tanabe work with Retro Studios on the game rebooting development. There you go. So you've got context from there.
My biggest issue with that is the fact that he said details are scant and not scarce.
I don't know.
The hell is scant?
Like, you know when you're like scantily clad?
Ah, yeah,
that expression.
That's horrible. That's horrible grammar. Details are scarce. You wouldn't say details are scant.
Well, he did.
Oh, I don't like that. So I didn't really listen to the rest of the article.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, that's all I could think about.
But the questions you had halfway through the article were answered in the second part.
Yeah, but you could have answered them in just the first sentence.
Basically, they're restarting development on a game that was announced like a year and a half ago because it's not going well.
Yeah.
They're just putting it back to the people who made Metroid Prime.
Do you like Metroid Prime?
I've not got particularly much interest in it. But
Have you ever played it?
No.
Oh.
But
I played it once.
any good?
It's difficult to say because I played it about 3 or 4 years ago with a guy who... I'm not going to go into the detail of how I knew the guy, but basically he was really good at it and just speed run it in about 2 or 3 hours, I think.
Interesting. Was this Metroid Prime 1, 2, 3?
I have no idea. And it looked okay. I mean, it just looked like an arcade game to me.
Well,
I don't know. It looked fine. Looked fun.
I'm interested because Nintendo have had a good record with their exclusives. They're taking care of their exclusives this generation, which is a bit of a change. And this is a very strange thing for Nintendo to talk about. Being a Japanese company.
It's a very strange thing for us to talk about.
Wow.
We don't give a shit.
Do you know what? It's new. Just giving some
It's
insight.
news.
No,
Yeah.
it's the strangest thing about this. It's being like a Japanese company. It's very inward and secretive. They wouldn't like come out and be like, "Oh yeah, it's not going very well."
That's true, actually. But they are very honest people. So
They are very honest, but business in
that's true.
Japan
In
is
Japan.
done very strangely or differently.
Okay. Next, third
Next,
news of the third.
here we go. I'm going to read all this out. This one because you care about this. Assassin's Creed Odyssey to alter controversial DLC.
Can you not talk about this because I don't know anything about it? I want to play it myself. I know that it's something to do with like same-sex relationships, and
You know
they
what?
didn't.
Cover your ears because
But this isn't going to work.
yes, it is. Put some headphones in.
Okay. Go on then.
Steve Watts at GameSpot.
I can still hear you.
A controversial bit of Assassin's
No.
Creed.
This is unacceptable. Right, I'm facing the other way.
Okay.
Carry on.
A controversial bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey downloadable content will be changed in a future patch following a backlash from fans. Spoilers follow for the Shadow Heritage episode of Odyssey DLC. At the end of the Shadow Heritage episode, your character has a child from a heterosexual relationship. Those who had...
shit! I've just knocked over my drink. Carry on. It's fine. Carry on.
It's all going well at Top Chat HQ.
Carry on.
Those who had spent hours playing their Cassandra or Alexios as LGBTQ, or simply not interested in relationships at all, felt forced into plot development. The backlash was enough to prompt an apology from Ubisoft, and now the company is taking it a step further. In a production update, the studio said it will alter a cutscene and dialogue choices for the second episode. It will also change the name of the associated trophy achievement. All this will be coming in an upcoming patch, and Ubisoft is looking into the next episode called Bloodline to make sure that it doesn't create a similar issue. Okay. So I guess we're not going to talk about that.
You could have tapped me a bit softer. How bad's the spillage? Oh, it's quite bad.
That didn't go well, basically. So he spilled over his beer. It probably just got him mumbling in the background. I couldn't read that.
Did you cock it up?
I cocked it up so much. And now
I'm going to have to skip this bit in the edit, so all of that's going to have to stay in, because I'm not going to listen
It can't be a
it.
podcast and you just go, oh no, spoilers.
Well, I don't give a shit. Deal with it. This is real now.
Anyway, that is some...
What the fuck?
Basically, Ubisoft was being stupid and they fixed it, so well done, I guess.
I know roughly that it's about, like... I think it forces you down a path of you have to have a relationship that's same sex, and people are like,
no,
why
it's not. It's a heterosexual relationship.
Oh, sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Whereas the whole thing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey was like the choice and like, you know, and
okay, that's fine. I just don't want to know the intricate...
LGBTQ people are woefully underrepresented in the gaming industry, so it's
jolly good. News the fourth. A new news. Episode 4. A new news. Terrible.
Falling apart. Episode 4 and it's a shambles.
We're 20 minutes in. Wait, oh shit, we're half an hour in. Crack
I'm-
on. Bloody
Right, this
hell.
one I'm not even going to bother reading out.
Uh-huh.
A listing for an Assassin's Creed 3 remaster has been spotted for Nintendo Switch. This is by Shabana Arif at my favourite place, VG247, which, as we established with my investigative power in episode 1, stands for video games 24/7, which means 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right, yep. Well,
So that's cool. I like remasters on Switch.
Well,
Maybe this will get me back into Assassin's Creed.
I've
because
got
I
this
stopped before this one.
Assassin's Creed. A lot of people didn't like 3. I personally do like it a lot, and I've got the remaster coming to PlayStation 4 as part of my Odyssey Season Pass.
Okay.
I don't know when I get it, but I'm not
Presumably
rushing.
around this time.
Maybe, yeah, but I'm not rushing because I still haven't
Well, this
finished
says
Odyssey, of course.
because it's leaked by a Czech retailer. Release date
pesky
of
Czechs.
February 15th. So
Yeah, that
maybe get
sounds
it
right.
soon.
That sounds about right from when I bought the Season
But
Pass.
I might get this, and maybe it will get me back into Assassin's Creed. Who knows? Because I stopped before that.
3
so.
has a really good thing that I think you'll like about the homestead, where you basically build your own, homestead, and then you have like farmers and
Kind of
people
like
and blacksmiths.
the one after Assassin's Creed 2.
Funnily enough, that was the. Oh no, I see what you mean, Brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
I too know that
So,
3 comes
follows
after
2.
2. Yeah. I've only had a bit of my beer, so I'm not there.
I
yet.
had a bit in my beer, and then I gave a bit to my carpet as well. I thought it looked thirsty.
Oh, it's gonna go mouldy. Right, next.
Room's already mouldy. Your room is.
Yeah,
News the 5th.
The news strikes back.
The news strikes back.
Oh dear.
The Empire reads news.
After Epic Store deal, Steam users review bomb the Metro games. It's by Nathan Grayson at Kotaku. This one's quite short, so I'll
Wait,
read it out.
what did you just say? After Epic Store bombs what?
After Epic Store deal,
Right.
Steam users review bomb Metro games.
That
Listen
means,
on.
That
Listen
means
on.
nothing
It
to me.
does. Right. On Monday, the latest game in the series of the Metro series, Metro Exodus, became an Epic Games Store exclusive, prompting Valve to call a sudden departure unfair to Steam customers. For some Steam users, that served as a rallying cry because, PC gamers are not sensitive at all. that's the end of our
I
career.
feel like this needs a bit of context.
The context is coming. While Epic
Good
plans
point, yep.
to honour all Steam pre-orders and Deep Silver is selling the game at a lower price point than it would have on Steam, $50 opposed to Steam's $60, thanks to Epic's more favourable 88-12 revenue split. This does mean fans will have to play Metro Exodus on another PC game launcher that is for now broken. A wrinkle they weren't expecting just a couple of weeks from the game's 15th of February release date. This has led to sustained outcry in the form of everything from review bombs of the previous series entries, Metro 23 and Metro Last Light, to irate comments on every possible social media post associated with the game.
Do you know what's happened here, right? My 2 cents on this is just, again, I feel like that still needs more context for people who maybe have no idea what any of that means. Essentially, Steam is the platform for buying games if you're a PC gamer. So you don't buy, you can buy discs, but generally speaking, people don't buy discs. You just buy off Steam. Steam is owned by Valve, of course, and then Epic, who are the developers of Fortnite, have created their own thing. Basically, they've got a shit ton of money, and they know that Fortnite's not going to last forever, so they've gone, we need to make a business plan that will last forever, i.e. a rival to Steam, because
Undercutting the revenue split between
publishers. So 88-12, does that mean 88 to the Epic Store?
No, that's 88 to developers.
Oh, right.
12%
Okay, so
Epic.
what's Steam's then, I guess?
I think Steam's
75-25?
something like
Or
that.
do you reckon it's 85-15?
No, it's a big margin. I think
Okay.
Steam have decreased it.
Fair play to Epic for doing that, because that does seem like a much more reasonable split. I think the issue with Steam gamers is the fact that Steam sales are incredible, and they're not going to... If third-party companies start selling exclusively through the Epic Store and not through Steam, you're not going to get as good sales. And also, because Epic's tied to Fortnite, and people don't like Fortnite, it's like, oh, we're proper gamers. We play League of Legends.
Yeah.
We don't want to be associated with Epic.
I
I think that's my 2 cents on it.
It's just, yeah. I put this one in here because there is a big shift with this Epic Store coming in, and
Well, they've
Steam
got
have had
so
just the
much money.
domination for ages. Like, I remember EA had
Forever.
have their thing, but that's about it, and like Ubisoft tried to do one, and now it looks like they're
it
going
doesn't
with
work.
Epic. Yeah. So Steam, like they've got a good product, but like that's the problem with having something that dominates it is that they can dictate the pricing. So like for ages, like developers, like if you think of most developers on Steam as well, they're not big games. There's a lot of shit on like Steam, but like there's quite a lot of small games get released. So like they get a bit like shafted basically by Steam's revenue split. And now
Like Gaben.
if Epic are coming along and like giving them a better price, better revenue split, then fuck it, why not? Go to them and then well, to be honest, also it doesn't make a difference. Like right, Seb can tell me.
Go on, Seb.
Because he is a Steam nerd. I've seen
Leave a
his
comment.
library. It's ridiculous. Seb will tell me. What we want to know is, does this make any difference? Like loading up the Epic Game Store. What's the problem? You must have more than one game launcher.
I would guess that it's literally because it's Epic. It's just because
Yeah.
of that. It's that.
I mean, apparently it's
affiliation
broken,
with Fortnite.
which
I mean,
I guess-
yeah, that's bad as well. But I literally just think it's because people don't want to be associated with Fortnite in any way.
Yeah.
And Steam is like
But I mean, what do you need
PC's
from a game
child,
launcher?
isn't it?
Apart from like you buy the game and then you click on it and open
Steam
it. What do you really
sales.
need?
Steam's got a nice interface. All
There's
your
some
friends,
sales
like
as
the
well, but-
community aspect is quite good.
I don't know. I think it's a bit.
The library is enormous. Like Steam is good.
Yeah,
And
it's good. But I mean,
yeah.
I don't.
Competition's never a bad thing.
Exactly. If anything, it's a good thing. Like you're just going to get better sales on both things.
See, that's where it might not happen. Because if the library's smaller, Steam won't be able to do as good sales.
Well,
That's
yeah,
that's
I guess
perhaps
so.
where some of the apprehension is
maybe
coming
this
from.
is time for Valve to like, pull their thumb out and start making games.
Start
again.
making games again and not just selling other
Yeah.
people's.
All right.
Yes, very more on that later.
Yeah.
Because that's our actual topic for today. When we stop reading the news, is games we'd like to see. So stick around for that. I probably should have mentioned that half an hour ago, but yeah, it's in the title anyway. So
All
I don't know. Carry on. News episode 6. Return of the news. Yep.
Sony first-party studios now mostly focused on PS5. This was last night. This broke.
Ooh, hot off the press.
Robert Ramsey at Push Square. It comes as no real surprise to hear, but most of Sony's first-party studios have now shifted their focus to the PS5.
Exciting.
Yeah. This is according to industry analyst Daniel Ahmad, also known as Jug X Ahmad. I don't know. Ahmad's been a reliable source of inside information for years now, so we've got little reason to doubt his claims over on Reset Era. In general, most of the focus for Sony first party is on PS5 now, which, just a caveat,
Yeah.
our PS5 predictions and stuff, it looks like we're about right, 2021.
Yeah, not
Seems-
far off.
Looks like we're coming up, which has been a weirdly long generation, even when you think about it.
Has it?
Typical generations before the PS3 era were 5 years. Then PS3 and Xbox was like 7 or 8. This is 2013, so
There was more than 5 years between PS2 and 3, wasn't there?
PS2 was 2001.
1?
Alright, 6 years.
2000. Yeah, 5 or 6.
And then
Jesus.
so it's gonna be 8 years.
Felt like a lot
2021.
longer.
What else? We have to imagine that developers like Guerrilla Games start thinking about next gen as soon as Horizon Zero Dawn shipped, while long-awaited titles such as Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding have surely been considered for PS5. Which, another caveat, I think they'll do what they did with like Last of Us, like that will be and like Breath of the Wild kind of thing. Those games will be straddling the generations.
On both.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
downscale it for PS4.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very good.
Also, a couple of unannounced games
The
for
News
already
Awakens.
existing IP, which still have PS4 in mind. So we've still got a couple of years of PS4. Yeah, so no real big surprise. PS5 is in people's heads and
Yeah,
getting ready for it.
yeah. Nothing more to say on that. Very good.
Yeah.
Episode 7, News Awakens. I did just say it a second ago. Because I thought you were finished, sorry. Yeah, the News Awakens.
Oh, this one's a long one.
That's what she
I'm
said.
not going to read this one out.
That's what she said.
I'm not going to read this. Alright, this is just a bit of a... I don't really care about the subject matter. So EA to stop selling foot points, FIFA Ultimate Team points, in Belgium.
Oh, yes.
Which
yeah.
is more interesting because I've never bought foot points, but this seems to be the first kind of precedent in sort of Western countries for sort of stopping loot boxes. At the moment, it's not a complete ban, but for the moment, it is like this way for now. It's not like it's never going to happen again, but it's this way for now. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Loot boxes and their dubious future.
I'm caught in two minds with loot boxes and things like this, because on the one hand, you want to be like, like blood hungry, money sucking, whatever developers, I've paid 50 quid for this game, I want to blah blah blah. But it's like, yeah, back in the day, you would buy a game for that same amount, you'd maybe play it for 6 hours, and then that's that. Now you've got the option with things like foot points and Counter-Strike boxes and stuff like that. It just adds longevity to your game, and if you have to pay a bit for that, sometimes you don't even have to pay for these things. Like, you can earn packs on FIFA just by playing the game.
Yeah,
you don't have to necessarily put the money in.
What my issue with loot boxes is that, knowing some children in my life, that sounds weird.
Yeah, I've had this. I know what you...
Is that it's very easy for them to get, like, disassociate the money.
It is, but then how have they got the like account details or the credit card details to do it?
If you've got like Xbox and stuff, parents aren't very smart, basically.
Maybe.
Well, they've had a child, so obviously they're not very smart.
We don't like kids.
Yeah.
If you're under 12,
get out.
Yeah, stop listening. Turn it off. You're adopted.
But like, I haven't got much of a problem with them. Like, if it's like a game-changing kind of thing, and I'm all for like cosmetics and stuff like that.
As long as it's not pay to win, I don't care.
Like, adults, as long as they're the ones who are buying them, people who've earned their money or whatever, or spending their own money on something they know they might not get like value for money on. That's fair enough, but it has got to be looked at as a gambling issue, I think, because it is gambling.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is gambling.
But what difference is it to like a scratch card?
But,
or it's a lottery?
I don't know. Maybe.
But just
I don't know. I wish I'd had a bit more time to think about this rather than it just been sprung on me.
Well, maybe we'll have a topic on that. Anyway,
maybe it is gambling, but I don't know. I just feel like if you like something enough, what's the harm?
No, there's no harm.
Like, I used to put money into Fortnite every now and then when I was like peak into that game, because yes, it was free, and I felt like, okay, I play this a lot. I should probably, it wasn't guilt, but I felt like I owed Epic something. So I would occasionally buy the season pass. I would never buy skins or whatever because I don't know, I just didn't care that much. But I'd buy the season pass or whatever. And I don't know, loot boxes and things like Counter-Strike. Do you know how it works in Counter-Strike? So you buy a key, and then you open a box, and then you might, depending on like which key you've bought, you might get amazingly rare stuff. But then you can sell it online, which is maybe where the gambling gets worse.
Exactly. I don't know.
I just feel it's, at the end of the day,
like,
99% of this...
complete nothing like completely against it, but I think there's got to be like a bit more like regulation around it. Like, I think it was something in the States about how you have to like know the odds of what you're gonna get beforehand, because it's like scratch cards and lottery. Like, you should know your odds.
A lot of them do that anyway, where they say like, oh, you buy this one and it guarantees one piece of legendary gear, and it's just like,
Ultimate Team. The thing about Ultimate Team is that is pay to win, essentially.
If you're like bit, yeah, that's true.
And then like they release these special packs, so it's just like, oh, you've got to pay for them all now, and then like I don't know, you'll end up with like fucking Danny Welbeck or something.
We could get some beers in and play FIFA. We haven't done that for ages. We haven't done that for years. Yeah, should we do that as it's your birthday?
We'll see.
See what Olivia says.
Okay. Anyway, next
news 8 of 9. We're almost there, everyone. It's only been
the
45 minutes.
No, it's not the last news. Episode 8, the last news, but it's not the last news.
The news Jedi.
The news Jedi.
Yeah, talking about that a bit more later, but not now.
A different podcast.
A different podcast. We've got an episode of Top Chat, Extra Chat, coming soon. not really sure when, haven't decided on a release date, excuse me, where we are going to be ranking the Star Wars films because we went on a tangent last week.
We
had a little bit of debate, so we decided, you know what, let's just do it. Let's do
we
extra
both watched
chat.
the controversial one, number 8.
Both rewatched episode 8 because that was pretty much the talking point that made us decide to do it. But anyway, that's coming out, so listen for that soon. That doesn't make sense. Look out for that soon. It'll be on iTunes and on YouTube. So watch out for that. But the final piece of news.
It's penultimate.
Oh, for fuck's the penultimate news.
I won't read this one out. After 12 years of only making PlayStation games, Quantic Dream is going multi-platform. These are the people behind Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human. They've all been exclusive to PlayStation.
Yep. And now they're not. News.
Now they're not going to be.
Good. That's the news. Last bit.
Will continue to work with PlayStation.
Good.
What a non-statement that is.
Yep. Last bit of news.
Stop rushing me. This has been a heavy news week.
Yeah, exactly. Get on with it.
This is the best bit, though.
Best for
bit
last.
Of news. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Upcoming No Man's Sky fan film stars a 5-year-old and a pro wrestler by Jeter Jackson at Kotaku.
By who?
Jeter Jackson.
Jeter? How do you spell that?
Gita? I don't know.
Gita? Oh, I'm not sure.
People make incredible things in No Man's Sky. Civilizations, bases, and even the face of developer Sean Murray are one true god.
Wow.
One fan has now made a fan film set in the universe of the game with a little help from his daughter. Kinda Funny's Greg Miller and Austin Creed. Matt Silverman. Wait, what?
You're confused by your own bloody news.
I didn't put
this is why your method sucks.
And Austin Creed, who is a wrestler.
Right. They're making a film about No Man's Sky.
Matt Silverman, a professional podcast and video producer, loves No Man's Sky, and he said he was bothered by the characters' lack of interior lives. His short fan film called Nomad Squadron is inspired by the kinds of stories he wishes he could actually tell in a game.
Silverman, that tells you everything you need to know about No Man's Sky.
Silverman was able to make the film using a neat trick. No Man's Sky players discovered it after the next update, which introduced multiplayer. If you open photo mode while playing with other players, you get all the cinematic angles and options, but the game won't freeze time. You can effectively remove all the UI from the game and set a particular scene, allowing you to make your own videos in space. The short film released in late January on YouTube. I can't wait.
Do you know, that's reminded me that last week I said I'd watch the Uncharted fan film with Nathan Fillion, and I forgot. So I'll do that in a minute. And then we can talk about it next week.
Alright, that was a really long news.
That was ridiculous news. No one cares about No Man's Sky.
Everyone cares about No Man's Sky.
It's so bad that even people are saying, like, oh, we're going to make our own film because it's such a shit game. This is what we want it to be.
No, because it doesn't have a story in it. Minecraft doesn't have a story.
Minecraft story mode. Telltale Games. I've never played it. I don't like Minecraft.
It's on Netflix.
I don't know why I'm sticking up for Minecraft. I don't really care about it.
This isn't news, but let's add this in. The PS Plus games for February and Xbox games with Gold have been released. Xbox One. Bloodstained Curse the Moon, Super Bomberman R, and then Xbox 360, Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is the Paris one, the Unity one?
No, that's Rogue is Black Flag's counterpart.
Okay. And then Xbox original Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, which obviously all backwards compatible on Xbox One, so have fun with that.
Jammy bastards.
PS Plus for February is an interesting one.
Well, actually, one of them's
good. PS Plus members now get 100GB cloud storage rather than 10.
Because, do you know why?
Because last time PS3 and Vita were included.
Yes.
Which is
wait, for people who speak English, that was they've stopped releasing PlayStation Plus games for PS3 and for Vita. So to make up for that, they've given us more storage.
Yeah, sad day.
Is it sad? Oh, because you've got a Vita, yeah.
Well, I don't. Well, most of the Vita ones are on PS4. Anyway.
Right, so the PS4 games are Hitman and For Honor.
Hitman Season 1 for Honor, and then Gunhouse, which is on Vita, Rogues Aces on Vita, PS3, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, and then Dive Kick, which is also on Vita. Bit of a weird one for the last one, PS3 and Vita. I thought they would go out with a bit of a bang, but obviously not. No Vita exclusive.
No.
Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, I mean, cool. That's like
decent, yeah.
11 years old, so that's good.
It's definitely not that old, but is it?
2008, I reckon.
Well, maybe you're right, actually. Yeah. I've spoken about For Honor before. I don't like it.
I am interested in Hitman, though.
Yes, likewise.
I feel like that's something I can go into an hour and go back out.
Yeah.
Not enough.
It's episodic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be getting Hitman. So look forward to a mini review from both of us in about 4 weeks, because that's how long these games take to download.
Yeah.
When you get 2 meg down a second.
Well,
Do you know that's what I get in here?
do you know what?
Don't give a shit, do you?
No, not really.
When do we get new internet?
Also, we don't even have time to play games.
No, we don't. Too busy.
Too busy.
Too busy. Is that all good? Are we done?
Yeah, you weren't
Beautiful.
happy with that, were you?
No, I'm really not happy. We're almost an hour in and we've talked about nothing but shit news that no one cares about.
Well, it's just because you don't care about it. Just because it's not like Fortnite and... Actually, what the one thing you did care about, you didn't even fucking listen to.
Which was
The
what?
Assassin's Creed one. You little shit.
Yeah, because I don't want spoilers.
Oh, we are prime journalists. We don't care
Prime
about
journalists. No one said that before. Right, should we move on to our actual topic for this week, or what
Oh,
we
I guess
wanted
so.
to talk about? What are you Googling?
I'm not. I've got to get my list up, haven't I?
Oh, okay, fair enough. So this week we decided we'd do a spin-off, rip-off type thing of what is it? Scenes we'd like to see from Mock the Week, but we're going to do games we'd like to see. So basically a mix of games that have either been cancelled or teased, or I've got a couple that are just sequels that I'd like to see that haven't even been, even slightly sort of hinted at, but just things that I'd like to, that I would like to maybe be made one day. So I've got a somewhat short list. Oh my goodness me.
Quite a few games.
I put my phone on silent and I've got a lot of messages.
Popular. Shall we?
I've got 7 from people at work. Yeah.
Let's
getting
kick
ignored.
off with our first one, which is the obvious one.
Portal 3.
3.
Fucking Valve again. Get on with it, you silly what's
Still a
it?
third game of something.
What are they waiting for?
It'll sell so much.
It will sell so well. The outcry from fans has been ongoing since Portal 2. That it's just an amazing series. It needs to happen.
I think we've talked about it every single episode.
Yeah, we have, because it's amazing and it's what we based our channel colours scheme on.
Yeah.
Blue and orange. It's literally top of my list.
I
Portal
didn't
3.
even put it on my list because I was just know that
Oh,
is
fair
the,
enough.
that is the game. That
I needed something to give me inspiration.
some stimuli. You got
So-
a longer list than I have.
I've
So you
only
go first.
got about 10 games on here. How do you want to do it? Do you want to alternate, or do you want me to just read through my list and we can talk about ones that...
Oh, go on then. You read through your list.
Alright, so I would like... I want Assassin's Creed to go back and plug a gap in history. So obviously for the first... up until Origins, all of the Assassin's games were launched in terms of actual chronology. So we went from the Crusades to the Italian Renaissance to the American... Well, I can't actually think what it's called. There's just that
Revolution.
period. Well, no, it wasn't the Revolution. It was basically when they started killing Native Americans and we sent people over there to colonize. Like the colonial era, and then it went to like the pirates and Caribbean and stuff, and then it was industrial London, blah blah blah. Anyway, I would like to see a game set in the Mongol Empire, kind of the turn of the 12th century or 13th. Yeah, turn of the 13th. Basically the 1100s to the 1200s. Genghis Khan, of course, is the most famous name from that era. Undoubtedly killed a shit ton of people. I read something the other day that he supposedly furthered the lifespan of the Earth significantly because he killed so many people that the carbon dioxide levels dropped.
Isn't he the
'Cause
one
of
that
global
like,
warming.
we're all like
We're all
related to?
well, I think
So he had,
most
like,
of
so
Asia.
many children.
Yeah, most of Asia is probably a descendant of the Mongol Empire. But yeah, I think that would be a really cool era. It's very violent, lots of, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just invasions and takeovers, hostile
Have
takeovers.
more unicorns in there.
You're just annoyed that they've gone a little bit, like,
am.
fantastical.
I am.
Well, you like that stuff. You
I
like
do,
fantasy.
But it's
And,
not Assassin's Creed.
well, it is now, bitch. So I'd like to see that happen.
Well, what a surprise! Number 2 was something Assassin's Creed related. But...
I don't give a shit. It's not in any particular order, this. I'd like to see a Bulletstorm 2. This is a game that I mentioned in my honourable mentions in the top 10 list. And I think at the time I said, I think there's a remaster coming soon. That's already happened 2 years ago. And I didn't realise. So I'm going to pick that up soon because I really like Bulletstorm. And I'd like to see a sequel because it's just a really good game.
Good for you.
Thank you. Another game I'd like to see, games we'd like to see, is... did you ever hear about Human Element?
Is that a PS3 game?
No, it was meant to be... Wait, when did it... No, PS4.
Okay.
PS4 360, current gen, but a few years ago. I think it got cancelled in 2005. Sorry, 15. I want to say 15, 16.
Who was it by?
Well, I'm going back to the good old days of Infinity Ward, of the Modern Warfare era. So it's not a Respawn game, but there was a guy. No. The guy who used to be the community manager for Infinity Ward, who was called Robert Bowling. He formed Rob Bowling. Yeah, he was a pretty big deal at the time. He formed his own studio, who I probably should have written the name down for, because I have forgotten. But they were going to basically make an episodic zombie survival shooter game, which was more focused on, hence the name, the human element of choice, rather than just killing zombies and whatever. So kind of like The Last of Us, if it was more action heavy, I think. I mean, I don't really know much. No one knows much about it other than that it was going to be a zombie survival based on the human condition. So that would be my guess. Is it would be like The Last of Us. There'd be like choices and decisions to make and whatever, blah blah blah. But just more based on the actual mechanics of the game, because obviously he's come from Infinity Ward, who were famous for making shooters. I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of promise in there. The only thing that confused me was the fact that it's Robert Bowling's studio, because as far as I'm aware, community managers don't actually do a lot of developing.
I mean, he could be game director.
Maybe he's game director, yeah, just overseeing everything. I mean, he oversaw my favourite game of all time, so that's probably why I was interested in Human Element. But yeah, I when I was doing a bit of research for this, I suddenly remembered reading about it all those years ago and thinking, oh yeah, what happened to that?
I don't think I've heard of it.
Fair enough. Next, I'd like Tony Hawk to go back to the good old days of Project 8, American Wasteland, Underground, Pro Skater.
See, I thought about that, but
yeah.
I feel like it's
I didn't like Skate because it's too...
I didn't really like Skate.
I like skateboarding. I was never very good at it, but I do like skateboarding. I just like riding around a skateboard and whatever. So American Wasteland in particular made me feel like a god. Like I was like, yeah, I can do all these amazing tricks. I fly like 20 feet in the air and just do all this cool stuff. And it was just fun. It was wacky. You could unlock pro skaters like Bam Margera, for example, or whatever, and just ride around as them. You could get costumes. There were like collectibles in each level. It was just one of those cool, like arcadey, fun games. And Skate for me was always too realistic.
Yeah, I couldn't get into Skate that much.
So I'd like a Tony Hawk game.
I was thinking about the Tony Hawk's games, but
circa the mid-noughties.
But I don't know if that's like that style of game is like what I'd want now. I feel like there was like a time and place for that kind of Tony Hawk's game. I don't think like, oh, here you go, you got 2 minutes in this thing, go collect Skate and...
Oh, no, yeah, I didn't particularly like
because I think that's
time
that Pro Skater 5 was like that. But I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of timed stages, I will admit, but I did like the fact that American Wasteland and Project 8 had more open world.
Yeah, that's what I liked about Underground 1. That was
not open world, but open level.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. I'd like just one of them.
Underground 1. That was the best one for me.
I can't look past
I've always
American
wanted to...
Wasteland. It's just so good.
Well, I never got to that. I think I had Underground 1 and then that was like the last one I had.
Oh.
But I always did want to get Pro Skater 5. I know it
was
looks
that the one with
terrible.
The peripheral?
No, that was Ride. And there was another one after it as well. Pro Skater 5 was the one on PS4 about 2-3 years ago. They were like, we're back to like
it was crap,
the Pro Skater. It was broken. It was just terrible.
But
I still wanted it because I was like, I'm ready for a skateboarding game.
Yeah.
But
I'm ready for an arcade one.
There's a lot of theory, but that was rushed out for
Definitely.
the end of the Activision license.
Yeah, I mean... Obvious.
So like Tony Hawk's license is free now.
Ooh, who do we want to pick that up?
Neversoft.
We want Neversoft
to... still a thing?
Yeah, probably not, to be honest.
Wow.
Who makes games... Maybe the guy, Matt Makes Games, the guy that did Towerfall Ascension, he knows how to make chaotic, fun games.
Maybe
is that Matt? Is it Matt does games? People that made Steep? Nah. It's too realistic.
Well, there's a skate-esque indie skateboarding game coming out.
Is there?
Yeah, I think it was announced at E3. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe it's like Ride or
Ride 2.
trucks or something.
Who
Deck.
knows?
Kickflip.
Uh,
That's all the skateboarding names I can.
The next one I'll just kickflip. The next one I'll just skip past because we both agree and we talked about it last week. We need a decent Star Wars game.
Woo!
The world needs a decent Star Wars game. I'd kind of like an on-rails shooter type thing, I think.
No, okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Okay. I'd also like a game based on a Quentin Tarantino movie. So, before there was Reservoir Dogs, which came out, I think, about 10, 12 years ago, which was not great. It was, I mean, Reservoir Dogs, I don't know if we've ever discussed this. How big on Tarantino are you? Because he's basically my favourite director. To the point where I've seen pretty much all of his films.
Modern Tarantino fan.
So everything from
Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're talking last 10 years.
Yeah. So I don't think I've seen Reservoir Dogs.
Pulp Fiction?
I've seen Pulp Fiction once.
Kill Bill?
Kill Bill once.
Natural Born Killers?
No.
Okay. Well, they're kind of like the biggest ones, I would say. Have you seen The Hateful Eight?
Yeah.
That's a great film.
It is good.
The thing, you can't really make a game out of that because they just sat in a room.
But I would like imagine that with like a sort of Heavy Rain style choice thing.
No. That sounds awful.
You want Assassin's Creed in Hateful Eight.
Obviously.
Portals.
Yeah, I want Portals. That's
all
all I want. Reservoir Dogs is the obvious choice because that film is about a bank job that goes wrong, but you never actually see the bank job. All you see is just the aftermath. Well, you see the opening 20 minutes is like the build up to it, but then you never actually see the job go down. And then all you see is that it all goes wrong and, you know, Mr. White gets shot and, spoilers, pretty much half of the film is him dying. And just stuff like that. So the game that they made did try and basically put you in their shoes and you went and did the heist and you supposedly saw what went wrong. But it wasn't particularly well made. I remember playing it. It wasn't very well made. It was kind of uninteresting.
When was that? 97?
What, the film or the game?
The film, wasn't that 90s? Or was that...
Yeah, 90s at some point. Early 90s, I want to say. Pulp Fiction was 93 or 4. So I guess Reservoir Dogs was 96 or 7?
I said 97.
I'm honestly not sure. I'm probably really far of the mark, but I'm not going to Google it because I've put my laptop down. Yeah, you can do it while I talk about what I want. So, in an ideal world, I'd want a game based on Pulp Fiction because it's my favourite film. The characters in it are all just so varied. You could do like backstories for each of them. You could do kind of like, this mission you're playing as Vince Vega and you've got to go, you know, into the apartment where he gets killed by Bruce Willis's character and you kind of see the build up to that or whatever. Or you could do a mission as all the character names have gone out of my head, which is just typical. A mission as Samuel L. Jackson, where you go to the apartment, you know, the iconic scene with the big kahuna burger and whatever. Stuff like that. You could play as Tim Roth and go and do some sort of robbery with Honey Bunny, Yolanda, bitch, tell that bitch be cool. I just love that film and I'd like to see it expanded upon. Go on then, hit me with the dates.
92.
For what?
Reservoir Dogs.
Shit, when was Pulp Fiction?
I reckon that's...
Reservoir Dogs before Pulp Fiction? I thought it was after.
94, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was, 94, 93. No, it's 94. Yeah.
Yeah, 94.
Okay.
Considering it takes
good
like
year, that.
10 years to make a film now.
Good year, that.
Well,
It don't
so
take that long.
on. Right, hurry up.
So yeah, I'd like a... Well, I don't need to hurry up. What are you talking about? We spent less time on this than we have the fucking news.
The news was good. It was read by an interesting birthday boy.
I would like... I would like some sort of hybrid game, and I know this exists already in the shape of Project Cars or whatever, but I would like a hybrid between Burnout and Gran Turismo, or like Need for Speed and Gran Turismo. So I want an open world game where I can drive around and pick up races and pick up events, blah, 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 but I want like a realistic handling model.
Do you know what you've just described?
Project Cars?
No, Forza Horizon.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
I don't have an Xbox, do I?
No, I think it's Forza Horizon 3.
Oh.
This is the latest one. Looks really good because it's set in...
There's more than one and I didn't know about
Let's
this.
offend all the Scottish people. It's set in Glasgow or Edinburgh. I don't know. That's basically the same place.
Yeah.
That's not.
Oh, they're
Sorry.
not. Edinburgh's much nicer than Glasgow. Not that I've been, but it just looks nicer.
Dirty Ouija.
Dirty Ouija.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Dear. Oh, well, maybe I'll have to
have a look at it. It looks really good.
Okay, I'm sad about that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like one.
Fucking idiot.
I'd like one.
One on
for-
PlayStation 4.
Yeah, for PlayStation.
Gran Turismo
please.
Horizons.
This one's
Zero
not going to
Dawn.
sit well with you because I know you don't like the series, but I'm almost surprised this doesn't exist already. I suppose it does to a point, but I'm amazed that we don't have a Rick and Morty game.
I think we do.
Well, do we? What?
I remember
I mean a AAA. You know, like how South Park they've got.
the fractured
butthole.
and the stick of truth.
Yeah, I want something like that, but I don't want it to play out as like a turn-based RPG. I want it to play out, and I was thinking about this, like, what do I actually want? And I want it to be something like The Simpsons Hit and Run, like an open level. You go from here to there to there to there and whatever. Because I know you don't like Rick and Morty, but the creative direction and the way that they've made it so that that series can literally do whatever it wants, like it's limitless. And just imagine that in a game, like rather than just going to different areas. I know I'm talking about Hit and Run again, but rather than just going to different areas of Springfield, you can go anywhere because that's the premise of the show, is that Rick's got his portal gun, you just put one down, you pop up in, I don't know, just the planet where there's loads of farting butts everywhere, and that's what the surface of the planet's made of. Or the planet where you can't be killed and then Jerry's trying to get Rick assassinated or whatever. Or episode spoilers. Just stuff like that. You can go anywhere, you alternate, maybe some missions you're Rick, some you're Morty, some you're Summer, you know, whatever. And you just go around doing quests, just doing little missions for people, whatever, and just, I don't know, I think that would be so cool because you can make it really colourful and vibrant.
So there is a Rick and Morty game, but it's VR. Rick and Morty Virtual Reality.
Yeah, see, I don't want that. And I don't want Pocket Mortys
I
either.
don't know how sick you'd feel.
Yeah.
In like a cartoon.
In that world, yeah. But I don't know, I just think that's such a good idea. I know it's my own idea, kind of. But just, literally, the point of that series is to be limitless. They can do whatever they want with it.
Futurama, innit?
No, it's nothing like Futurama. I think it's funnier. It's maybe not as well written and thought out. No, because it is. I never really got into Futurama, to be honest. But I don't want to shit on it because it is good. I just never really cared. Like by the time,
I don't care about Rick and Morty. I think it's stupid.
It's hilarious. What's stupid is the fact that you would like it. I'm surprised that you don't. But anyway, the premise.
I tried to get in the first episode. Morty.
Yeah, but pilots are never great. The series is best in season 2. Oh, you spilled your drink now.
Oh, I finished mine because I'm a man.
Should we crack another? Yeah, I finished mine about 15 minutes ago. I wanted another one, but it's.
Oh, we can crack.
Well, what are we doing tonight?
Let's crack open another one.
Alright, let's crack open another one. Hang on, I'm gonna reach in and grab 2 bottles.
Do you want me to read out your one?
Tell me why you don't like Rick and Morty while I'm getting these bottles. So
then... Oh, okay. So you know why I don't like Rick and Morty? And I'll tell everyone.
Tell us,
because
Joe.
There's too many of these. Oh, we're really funny cartoons and we've got no limits because we're a cartoon. Oh, look, we're Family Guy and we still make gay jokes in 2019. There's too. I've never got into Family Guy.
The point. Hang on. The point of Family Guy is to make those jokes because other people believe them, and that they're laughing at the people that take it seriously.
No, I'm not saying there's any like comedy should have no boundaries whatsoever.
Just like me, baby.
But
just gonna let that hang there.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just that
crack mine.
There's just so many of these fucking cartoons.
Like what?
Well, there's that End Space, and then there's.
These are all copycats because Rick and Morty's done so well. Rick and Morty first started about 5 years ago, and now, yeah, you're right. We've got.
I just don't think it's funny. It's just that Rick guy seems like a prick.
That's the point. Yeah. He is a prick. That is the entire point.
He's not funny. All he does is vomit.
You're being like people who watch The Office, and I mean the UK Office. I don't mean the US Office. I will watch that eventually. In fact, when I finish Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, please do. It's my favourite show of all time.
Okay, but you've seen the UK Office, right?
Yeah.
Everyone that hates on David Brent, and it's like, no, you're not meant to like him. You're meant to like Tim. You're meant to be Tim. You're not meant to be David Brent.
No, I know. I don't know. It's just.
You're meant to be Morty, kind of.
I've tried. I've sat there through 4 episodes. I don't find it funny because I am a mature intellect with a higher comedic threshold. And look at me, no words like threshold.
Disagree. What the hell have I just pulled out of my mouth? I think I've chipped a tooth. I got 2 left. You ready?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm always chipping my teeth. If you actually look at my teeth, they're really like jaggedy and weird.
I really don't care about your teeth that much.
Good.
To be honest.
It's been too long. It's been far too long since we've had a properly good James Bond game.
Yeah.
I am a big Bond fan. For the record, I think Daniel Craig is the best anyone's ever played the character. But in terms of actual good game, I mean, Quantum of Solace. Fun fact, I was third in the world on Quantum of Solace.
Out of like 5.
No. For the first few weeks, I was third in the world in terms of Team Deathmatch rankings because I was a sweat. Developed by...
Wait.
Oh, go on,
that,
fine.
I was once first in the world on a game. I'll have you know.
What, Virtua Tennis?
No, I can't remember what. It was on Miniclip, and it was this game
Oh, for God's
where you
sake.
had to jump out of an airplane and you had to land
Oh, I remember this one.
on a target.
Perfectly in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, I got first once.
That's
Maybe it was UK.
Was that back in the days when Miniclip's leaderboards would reset every night? Do you remember those days?
No, maybe it was.
Yeah. You're probably not first in the world anymore.
Well, I was. Okay,
So,
well,
in
no, I
terms
wouldn't
of,
be anymore. It was
like,
years ago.
good James Bond games, you go back about 10 years for, well, a bit more than that now, actually, for Everything or Nothing. Did you ever play that on the PlayStation 2?
I'm not massive on James Bond, if I'm honest.
Oh, okay, I am. So Everything or Nothing was released in the Pierce Brosnan era, who, for my money, is the worst person to play James Bond. But it was a surprisingly good game. It wasn't based on a film, so it was like an IP within the James Bond world. And it actually played quite well. It was a third-person shooter. There were some driving levels. There was some like stealthy espionage stuff. It had a really surprisingly good co-op mode as well. Like, do you remember Modern Warfare 2's what was it called? Just like Spec Ops or something, where you could do just 2-player missions.
It's boring.
Or maybe to you it was, but Everything or Nothing had a good version of that. And just there were some really good standout moments on that game, and it's actually been kind of retrospectively viewed well. But again, you're going back at least 10 years for that. Nightfire was another one which was a decent game, but I think I only look back on that with rose-tinted glasses. I don't know if I'd actually go back and enjoy it now. I just liked the 2-player split screen. It was fun. I don't think the levels were particularly amazing.
So, a new James Bond game. Any developers you could think of?
Well, this is the thing, because Treyarch made Quantum of Solace at arguably the height of their...
Was
well,
it
no, because they've probably got
third
better
person?
since. But no, it's first person.
First person.
It was
Okay,
essentially
that's-
Call of Duty, but in a James Bond skin, and not
That's
as
good,
well.
because Call of Duty feels incredible.
Yeah, I know,
so-
but it wasn't as well made because I feel like they didn't give a shit. Because
Wow, it's a licensed movie.
it came out at the time when we had things like Modern Warfare 2 and World
Yeah.
at War, and just like good Call of Duty shooters, half of which were developed by Treyarch. And I think in their gap year, because they used to alternate Infinity War, I think in that space, that's when they made Quantum of Solace. So potentially it could have been great, and it was good, and I enjoyed it a fair amount because I played it a lot.
Maybe they could do that now because it's 3 years gap now, and they're the ones who've just
they've
released
just made
a game.
Black Ops 4. Well, Treyarch's a decent shout. I'm honestly not sure because it's been a while since I've played a first-person shooter
See, you
other
know who
than
I
Destiny, and I wouldn't want Bungie to do it.
I thought Naughty Dog when you said, but third person, because I feel like
Everything or
third person,
Nothing,
so
yeah.
you can see the Bond character, or
I could see
what
Daniel
about,
Craig and his beautiful ass. He's got a
what are they
great
called?
ass.
What
For
are
a
they-
man, he's got a stunning ass.
I can't remember what it's called.
Like a middle-aged man. Sorry, what are you saying?
The people who make the Hitman games, the new ones.
IO Interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, we'll see how Hitman plays.
I
But
like the sound of Naughty Dog just because they could do
really good story.
what Everything or Nothing was, because I think Everything or Nothing was EA, I want to say. I'm not sure. But yeah, they could just make their own Bond. They could make their own story. As long as they keep it to the character, like Daniel Craig has, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, I don't necessarily have to have it based on whatever the next film is going to be, because to be honest, I think Daniel Craig's tenure as Bond has only got worse, not because of his sake, because of the fact that the films are a bit far-fetched. Like, Spectre is not a good film. Skyfall's decent, but Casino Royale is the best Bond film ever. Quantum of Solace was really good. And then, yeah, Skyfall's decent. Anyway, it's been far too long since we've had a good Bond game. I think Naughty Dog's a brilliant shout. The more I think about that, the more
Naughty Dog could do anything, to be honest.
Yeah, they can pretty much make.
But it would be
everything
interesting
work.
to see Naughty Dog with a licensed product.
It would be. It really would.
So your last one?
No,
You got one more.
I think I had one more.
Intriguing.
Oh, just a really quick one. GTA, but set in London. I know that the first one was set in London, but it was top down. Can you imagine if they recreated our home in stunning we could walk down like Brick Lane and just behead
Joe's
prostitutes.
Segway time.
Oh, here we go.
First on my list is GTA
But what?
London.
GTA, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we live here. And
Do
we
you know
just
what? You know what as well? I've
Yeah.
made the thumbnail for this video and it's GTA London.
really
Yeah.
shit the bed. What time period? Modern?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Modern.
Same. I wouldn't mind maybe like 60s because I feel like that
That'd
would
be
be a
cool.
very
Like iconic,
Lots
all
of
the red
drugs.
and yeah. But
well, still the same really. Lots of drugs. Just go to Wood Green. Yeah. GTA London. Yeah. Okay.
Because
onwards.
I was going to say delightful, but let's just skip that nice adjective. Our home city, basically,
Yeah. Who
Is
doesn't
what-
want to explore?
woefully underrepresented in video
Well,
games. When I
Assassin's
brought up,
Creed Syndicate
Yeah.
is a fucking
yeah.
great representation of London.
no, but I mean, what else? Like considering it's
Yeah, it's
one
true.
of the biggest cities in the world.
It's all about
one of the
New
most
York.
famous
Ah.
cities, and Rockstar are a British company, which is surprising for many people, but they are.
Aren't they based in like Newcastle though?
I think they're based in New York now, but
Oh, bastards.
they've got studios in and around the UK.
I mean, let's face it. We've had what have the last GTA's been?
Well, I've had LA,
LA.
New York, LA, Miami, New York.
Yeah. Yeah, we're due
And
somewhere.
they've
even
done
if it's just
GTA London
Europe.
before. There's all the rumours about doing Vice City again or Miami again.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I do love those games, but I feel like you can let things die. Like it's not
Yeah.
a bad thing to just leave
I know.
things in
I
the
remember there was a
past.
comment recently, not recently, a few years ago, maybe actually, about doing it in London, and I think it was Dan Houser said something like, "It's just really funny to take the mick out of like American
They're easy targets.
Yeah.
They don't help themselves.
because." You know, there's
I
like
feel
a
like
lot
now,
of.
though, with freaking
But I mean, London
Brexit,
is basically the same as America at this point. I know we like to
Yeah.
think of ourselves as superior to America, but England, we are the arsehole of Europe.
Imagine what they could do with like the Shoreditch hipster crowd as well.
Yeah,
That could just be relentless, like bullying of just those people.
yeah, it'd be really good. And like, so that's why I was really interested in that Forza Horizon 3 because it's set in the UK. It's just weird things like seeing a car with like a British number plate.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really
Did
strange.
you ever play
You talking about Getaway Black
Getaway?
Monday?
Yeah, the Getaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking
I
great.
remember riding around a little Renault fucking like Twingo or Clio or something.
Yeah.
Having the indicators as well. Oh, I just loved indicators in a game.
Indicators in a game, that's a sign of quality right there.
Yeah, same as a bad game.
GTA London. There we
Exactly. East London, you got
What about-
gangs.
go. GTA somewhere. I don't want to offend any Europeans, but somewhere grotty, kind of like. Not grotty, but somewhere that's a bit more run down. So maybe like Budapest.
GTA Stoke.
GTA Stoke. GTA Stoke on a cold Wednesday
no,
night.
but Budapest is nicer than London.
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to just speak in
that's the empty
generalisation.
one.
That's the empty one. It's fine. Generalisation wise, somewhere that's. I don't know. I don't know where's not nice really. I've only ever been to nice cities. Obviously, I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to fucking
Well, all cities have got their nice aspects.
Islamabad. Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
All the city centres are nice. It's
All right,
like
fuck it.
London's. a
Yeah,
shit.
let's just move. Let's
But
leave that there. GTA
Also,
London.
like the underground. would be
Yeah, you
cool.
could ride the underground.
There's
You
just
could
so
try
many
and jump the barriers.
iconic things and just a good representation of London. That would be sick.
It would be cool. Okay, that's a good start. Good
Yeah.
little segue. Is that top of your list as well? Did I
That
see?
was the first one on my list. Oh, I don't know what's
Nice.
happened to my computer. I
Your
do know what the
computer's
second
frozen.
one is.
Go on then.
This one's not going to interest you at all. But
It
my
might.
second one is Top Spin 5. Because I am a sucker for tennis
Nah,
games.
you're right. That doesn't interest me at all.
It's my favourite sport. And widely acknowledged, maybe up with Tennis Elbow, to be the best tennis game of all time or tennis series.
There's
is
a game
Top Spin
called
4.
Tennis Elbow.
Yeah, it's a PC exclusive.
Oh.
Just made by like some random dude, which is quite good considering.
Tells you everything about the
That's one.
tennis games market.
Exactly, because no one gives a shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's best tennis franchise. Topspin 4 2011 by 2K Czech, who did the Mafia series as well. And since then we've had one by EA in 2012, Grand Slam Tennis 2, which was appalling. I don't know how people like that, but they do apparently. They like that game. Watching Roger Federer hit a two-handed backhand, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like the exact sort of thing you'd spunk over if he...
because he hits a one-handed backhand, doesn't he?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then we've
kept my
had
bloody mouth shut. Yep.
AO International Tennis, which people
care.
like. Again, I don't like it. Tennis World Tour, which I do like a bit more than AO Tennis.
I hate to do
it's
this
still
to you,
pretty
but
bad.
you rattled on about the news so long. I don't really want us to go on any more than like 10 minutes. I talked about my list for a maximum of 15 minutes because I've been looking at it the whole time. So fucking get on with it.
Well, I haven't got a long list. Fucking
Okay,
shut
stop
up.
chatting about shit tennis games no one likes.
I'm allowed to explain my list.
No.
It's my birthday. I'm a birthday boy.
I don't care.
I'm 24 years old. I don't get.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Top spin
alright.
24.
So anyway,
that's a joke,
basically
apparently.
just get the best licenses, get all the Grand Slams, get Nadal, Federer, Djokovic. You know. You got
What about
one.
Murray?
He's retiring.
Yeah, you could have him as a player still.
Alright, well,
That's good English, wasn't it?
that's a really tough match. This one, which I
Sports personality of the
should
year.
have followed on from GTA London.
Okay.
Fallout London, which I think would be incredible.
Really?
Incredible. Like to
Really?
run like a post-apocalyptic London. That's something I can't remember seeing in a video game.
Isn't that just what it is now?
Yeah, that's where we live. Wood Green. Zombies walking around pretty much because they've done so much crack.
Nice bit. Spice up your life. There's a good pun there. Okay,
That's
Fallout
not bad.
London. That'd be cool. That'd be interesting.
And also because London is Fallout. Sorry,
Sorry.
the series is like 50s inspired. So it's set in America and it's got all this kind of retro futurism kind of stuff. I'd love to see the English retro futurism side of
But it'll be
things.
German, probably, wouldn't it? Whenever
And
people...
we've never had a Fallout series outside of America, so
I didn't even know they were set in America. I thought they were just made up.
No,
Actually,
all-
I thought
all
they were set in
America.
Russia.
No,
I
that's,
thought they all got
Metro.
names that ended... Oh.
Fallout New Vegas is Las Vegas.
Is it? It's actually set in
Fallout
Vegas.
4, I think, is Detroit.
Again, probably an accurate representation.
Fallout 3 is Washington, D.C.
I'd like to go to DC. Do you know-
76
Here we go.
is
Pop quiz. What does DC stand for?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong stands for District of Columbia. There you go. Next time we got a pub quiz and that comes up, you can
where's-
answer it.
Oh, it's like a Jew.
Well, yeah,
Fallout
but-
76 is...
Set in 1976.
Country road, take me home.
Denver? What are you?
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah, there we
Why
go.
did I think Denver?
I don't know. Alright, anyway, next one. Mirror's Edge 3.
Yeah, I'd like to see that as well. Just because if they actually make
Oh.
it what it's always meant to have been, it can be a very good game.
I think take it back to not being
streets.
open world. And don't put any the terrible combat in the first one. Just like a sort of... Because when you get on a roll in that game, Mirror's Edge 1, you're like, fuck yeah, I know where I'm going. Like, there's really subtle like colour hints in that world, which tell you where to go rather than actually having to focus on where to go. Whereas I love Mirror's Edge Catalyst, but it's open world, so it's kind of small open world, and there's only limited places you can go because of your free running. But then sometimes you're like on a roll, and then you're like, shit, I don't know where I'm going, so you get out a map, and it just sort of ruins that flow. So, sort of a more tighter version of Mirror's Edge 1, I think. I know everyone asked for Mirror's Edge Catalyst, then EA were like, alright, fuck it, here you go, have Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and then we'll prove to you that there's no point in releasing a new one because it doesn't sell well.
Yeah, true.
Switch Sports.
Sorry.
That's my next one. Like Wii Sports. Switch
Oh,
Sports.
but on a Switch.
Wii Sports was the best Wii game. It was
No,
so good.
I don't like this idea, but carry on.
So good.
I'll give you 5 minutes, but
What
I
a
don't,
party game.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree with that.
Since my little party the other day, there's nothing... it did remind me there's nothing better than like a Nintendo party.
Yeah,
Just because the games are so fun.
but I don't
But
think
like,
it'll work on a Switch's control.
They've got the
scheme.
Wii controllers. As in, like, the Joy-Cons
Okay.
are
Yeah, fair enough.
movement ones.
All right,
That's
yeah,
just a little
Switch
one I
Sports. Yep.
Oh, okay, this one.
Spit it out. That's what he
So,
said.
Everyone wants this, but I want it for a different reason. Half-Life 3.
Huh.
I've never played the Half-Life games, but I am so interested just to see the meltdown when it's not as good as everyone thinks it's going to be. That's why I want it. Because, like, Half-Life 1 and 2 was so long ago. And they were like...
Very long time ago.
Whatever revolutionised first-person shooters and whatever they did. But it's moved on. And I don't know how they can...
I think that's why they've never made it. Is because it's like...
The expectation is
those
too
two
much.
games set the bar so high and invented so many new things. It's like, what is there left to actually invent? And I think that's the job of Valve to do so, and maybe why they've not done it is because there isn't anything to...
Exactly. So, I don't know if I'd play it.
I feel like this about the new Shenmue.
Shenmue, yeah.
Is it Mu? I don't know how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people have been banging on about that for years, and it's finally coming, and it's like, what if it's crap? Like, you're all going to be so gutted. It's like never meet your heroes, isn't it? Okay, good shout. Yep.
So this is kind of my hope for the next gen Pokemon game.
Oh, why didn't I think? Oh, actually, no, I did think of this, but then I was like, they're always the same anyway, and I always like them. So,
but just fucking get that Breath of the Wild engine and just put Pokemon in that.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Just have the fucking 8 gens of Pokemon across it. No,
that's too many Pokemon.
Just do it. Like
there's a reason they've not done that before.
Just have islands. Have separate islands or separate regions where they're in. You have like the Kanto region. Like realistically, the Pokemon world is small. Like if you spread out like Pokemon Let's Go.
But it is meant to be
small
set
is that?
worldwide. Like I know Kanto and Johto are meant to be Japanese, like the two Japanese islands, like the two main ones. But then, the latest one, what's it called? Just the Sun and Moon games. They're meant to be set in Hawaii, or like they're based on Hawaii. Unova is based on New York. That's Gen 5.
Yeah, well,
like
you can,
you
can bridge those gaps. But
that's a
so
big
say
bridge.
If you had like a Kanto
that's a
region,
big fucking bridge.
You had a Kanto region or something that was like even a third the size of Breath of the Wild's map. And
I don't
then
know how. Yeah, but
well, it's pretty big, basically.
Okay, yeah.
A third of pretty big, so
a third of pretty
big-ish is
quite
what I'm going
big.
for.
Quite
Yeah,
big.
quite big.
Reasonably big.
Yeah,
Okay.
like my penis.
Well,
It's not.
happy birthday.
Hey.
You can get away with that one.
I
I like this idea though. Well, no,
Yeah,
I
so-
don't like having all the.
No,
I do, but
because
I
you
don't.
can. Because if you actually like lay out Let's Go's map,
Mm-hmm.
and there's 153 Pokemon, or whatever it is in there.
Wrong, but carry on.
Well, there's
151, but they're not all available in the
Alright.
Well, as far as I know.
Alright, okay, yeah,
actually.
they're not all available. Let's say.
But then you caught a
Right,
wild
let's say
Dragonite,
100
which shouldn't
let's
happen.
say 130, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
There's 130, and that world is tiny.
Yeah.
There's only a limited amount of space you can go, space you can catch Pokemon. So like,
Yeah.
they don't all have to spawn at once. It could be that similar spawning thing of like, oh, you go to the grass and maybe they're there. So
Mm-hmm.
you've got this massive map, and there's like 130 different Pokemon.
Yep.
And then like you could go to the next region. Maybe not all 8. Maybe that's too much because I don't know how many Pokemon there are. Like 800 or.
Well, yeah, there's pretty much 800.
All right. Well, maybe the.
There's
Maybe it's
more than
Kanto.
800.
Wow, they wouldn't do Kanto again. I don't know. Something like that. Open world, third person RPG Pokemon, which is what everyone's I guess been asking for a while.
That's kind of just Let's Go.
It's
Kind of.
not.
Oh,
No,
right,
I mean
okay.
like a real like Breath of the Wild but Pokemon.
Okay. Yep, sounds good. I like it. Anything Pokemon I like generally.
Alright, and then this one has been leaked before. But
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard if it's true or not yet.
I have also leaked before. That's a bit gross.
That's a bit grim.
Bit gross.
Bit
Sorry, everyone.
Get out.
It's alright.
Get
People,
out,
people
get
wouldn't
out,
have made it
get
this
out
far.
of your
We're an
room.
hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Yeah, get on with it.
Harry Potter RPG.
I love magic. I love magic. He was their friend. That's my favourite bit in the whole. I just cringe as soon as he does that. He
Nah,
was
the
their
cringiest
friend.
bit is in number 3 when like Hermione and Ron are hugging, and then like Harry's like, "Oh, let me join in."
Oh yeah, he just
Really
like
weird.
hugs. Is it her shoulder? He's just
Yeah.
like, yes, Hermione.
God.
Or when Ginny ties
So I
his
don't know if you
shoes.
saw the leaked trailer for that.
No.
But it's like set a few hundred years before Harry Potter, and basically you play a student, like you go to classes and shit, but like a proper third-person game, and like do quests and shit in Hogwarts.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm a massive Harry Potter nerd.
I've got a Harry Potter tattoo.
You got a Harry Potter
We're
tattoo.
both
I went
pretty
to
big.
Harry Potter bar, which
That's another
isn't affiliated
extra-
with Harry Potter.
Another extra chat we could do is rate probably the films, because I'm not going to reread the books.
I've read the books about.
I've read all the books at least twice. I think I've read the good books 3 or 4 times, but like Order of the Phoenix, I know I've only ever read twice. Because that's an undertaking. That book.
Good book.
Is that your list?
One more,
One more.
which I think
We're almost perfect timing.
This one's
actually,
a
so-
really good one. I think.
Oh, okay.
So Naughty Dog's next game. After
Is
The
it
Last
James
of Us
Bond
2.
game? Hopefully.
No,
No.
we don't like James Bond. I'm a prick.
What? That's coming from a man that clearly doesn't know anything about the actual character and has just seen the Pierce Brosnan films.
I've never seen the Pierce Brosnan films. I've got the box set.
Which ones have you... we can save this for off mic. Come on.
So, Naughty Dog's
Next
next
game.
game
Yeah.
after Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're done with Uncharted.
Mm.
They're done. What do we do?
Unfarted.
What do we do? Last of Us 3, we can't do that. Next.
No.
What do we do?
Yeah.
Bridge the gap, son. Bridge the gap. A new game that details the events, keep that put Uncharted 4 and Last of Us in the same world. Because
It's a good idea, but how?
I don't know.
Their actual subject matters are so wildly different. Like, what? I can't imagine Nathan Drake being like,
no, because Nathan Drake's
"Oh,
not
I
going to be
just
in
got
it.
all this treasure, and holy shit, there's a zombie."
No,
So-
but maybe they get. It doesn't have to be like a treasure hunter and then zombies. It can be like the gameplay of, I don't know, someone who causes the outbreak or something accidentally by being a thief who goes into a science lab or something like that.
and fuck shit up.
Fuck shit up, and then he's got to try and fix it, and then
We're here to fuck shit
more
up.
shit happens.
Yeah. Is that
But-
not what Days Gone is?
No,
I mean, I don't know
no,
too much
no.
about Days Gone.
Days Gone is after.
Oh.
But what I mean, because Uncharted, it's not like it's separate from having supernatural events, because it does.
Yeah, it does. Yep, true.
And just bridge your universes. What else can you do? That's the
I suppose.
only option. And
It's a nice idea. I don't know how it would work, but if anyone can do it, it's Naughty Dog.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, okay.
So yeah, Naughty Dog.
That's a
looking for a
good
writer.
list. If you're looking for a writer,
Yeah.
have you got any ideas?
Did you hear that? A thief goes down in the thing and does stuff.
Yes, yeah. Let's just flesh that out for a few hundred pages before we've got a script. That's a good list. I like your idea. It clearly seems that we're both on the same page about a GTA set in London.
Oh, it'd be so.
I feel like that's because we live here, but also
But it's
it's a good city to base something like that on.
yeah, and America gets all the games,
Yeah, they do
and
get
all the films.
games. Yeah, they do.
But I'm not bitter about that. Whatever. But just
Where would you cut the borders for London? Just out of interest.
North Circular, anything north of
North
North Circular.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd cut it off just after Camden. North, I'd cut it off after Camden. South, Elephant and Castle.
Well, actually, no.
I wouldn't go any
Actually,
further
no,
east
no,
than
no,
Aldgate,
no,
and I wouldn't
no.
go any further west than Shepherd's
No.
Bush. There you go, I've done it.
No. So I'd change it. Actually, I didn't think about this.
Wembley Stadium could be the edge
So,
of North
That's North
West.
Circular anyway.
Not really. It's a bit further in than that.
Nah, it's about there. Anyway,
Can't-
so
well,
maybe like
can't-
Hampstead or something.
Amsterdam Heath.
But because you think about it, you've got to have the variety of sort of the green area. So blend Hertfordshire in.
Oh, that's
Sooner.
a shocking idea.
Yeah, but you've got to
I wish I hadn't Pride
You can't
now.
just have a city.
Yeah, you
escape.
can. GTA 4. Where's the countryside in that? You got Central Park,
That's
but you can have
true.
Regent's Park. You can have Hyde Park,
Yes, that's true.
St James's Park.
Yes, that's true.
You don't need what do you do in those field bits anyway? You just get in a car and drive straight over.
All right, I'm sorry.
Correct. That's a good list. I quite enjoyed that actually. Let's hope some of these come true. Thanks to everyone.
any of those would come
I'm
true.
going to wrap it up now because we're pretty much consistent with our hour and a half ish episodes. We're on an hour and 36, mate.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So are we going to do extra chat now as a little teaser for everyone? Should we do it now?
I'm not sure about now, but we'll discuss that.
It's your birthday. Well, that's
Um,
that. If you've got any suggestions for games that you'd like to see, You can comment. You can tweet us. You can
At
Top Chat Podcast.
Podcast, yeah.
Is that what it is? Top Chat Podcast.
Yeah.
At Top Chat Podcast. Yeah.
We tweet a lot to no one, so you know.
Yeah, we're just working on marketing. It's something I probably should have looked into today, but I spent all morning waiting for you to be ready, so I didn't actually do anything. You know when you're waiting for something to happen, and you're just like, it could happen at any minute.
It's typical you, though.
Well, no, that's typical you being like, oh, I'm just going to pop in whenever I feel like it, and I'm just waiting the whole
I've
time.
got the thumbnails made, I've done the music.
Exactly, and now I'm the one that's got to suffer,
plan.
because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've done shit all today, because I've been waiting for you.
What we have to do is render the video and then upload it.
Render. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, wait.
What?
So,
you got more?
I'm just going to... No, as we're running...
That's fine, we can do like 3 minutes.
Long.
That's fine.
As we're running long,
fine. People
not going
love
to do a memory card or a...
No, not this week.
Or
Maybe
a
next week.
controversial corner next
No.
week. So I have them prepared for next week. And the topic is... We don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
we
What, our actual topic for next week?
Yeah, we haven't discussed that.
Soon we want to get our first guest on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get that done kind of sooner rather than later. Well, I don't know actually, but still, look out for that. It's
I'm going to be messaging our first guest soon.
yeah, it's a gentleman,
Teaser.
a gentleman who is regarded in the chiptune. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah.
Industry. So look out for that. That's going to be an exciting one. But for now, thanks everyone for making it this far. Again, if you've got any suggestions for games you'd like to see, or if you'd like to tell us that we're both wrong and idiots, you can do that as well. We're on iTunes, so give us a review, I guess, if you're on iTunes. You can do that, can't you?
Yeah, share the video. and
Share
podcast around.
everything. Yeah, we don't really care about
Share with
reviews
your
yet. Just
mum
share it.
and
Just get everyone
your
listening.
nan, your granddad,
I don't think your nan will like
your
it.
dog.
The dog definitely won't like it. Well,
Might
the dog
do.
might like it. If you've gone out to work and the dog's on its own, stick us on.
Yeah. Just
Hello,
have some
doggy.
voices.
Come here, boy. That's weird, isn't it? What a weird way to
bit
end
weird.
it. Right, that's enough for now. Thanks, everyone. Do you want to do it? Go
Yeah.
on. Go on.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.